Hello everyone, it is that time, the booster box for Ravnica Allegiance. Right, as always, my local game store puts the buy a box promo in the shrink wrap. Let's take a look at that one first. First of all, let's shove it a bit over here. Right, the Hunt of Hightower. It's 6 mana, flying, lifelink. Whenever the Hunt of Hightower attacks, is that attacks? Yeah, attacks. Defending player discards a card. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, put a +1/+1 counter on the Hunt of Hightower. It's a vampire, 3/3, and yeah, it's really like a throwback to the old Sengir vampire. Very nice. And it's not that expensive like Nexus of Fate. Right. Well, since I still don't think it's a good idea from Wizards of the Coast to make unique buy-a-box promos, but yeah. They will just continue to do that. So, Ravnica Allegiance. What do we have here? We have the final 5 guilds for Ravnica, and those are Simic, Rakdos, Orzhov, Azorius, and Gruul. And my favorite one is Simic, so I'm really hoping to get a lot of cool Simic cards. Now then, I know a couple of cards in value, but not all of them, so yeah. Bear with me. And I really hope for some awesome Shocklands. Right, we have Macabre Mockery, Hackrobat, Knight of the Last Breath, and our first rare is Absorb. It's a reprint from Invasion. For 2 blue and 1 white, it's an instant counter target spell, you gain 3 life. I think this is very cool that they brought it back. And we have a Simic Guildgate and a Sphinx token. Ooh, nice. Well, that's cool. Absorb. Just over here. Okay. Gates Ablaze. Sky Tether. Clan Guildmage. And we have another rare, Sphinx of Foresight. For 4 mana, 4/4. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, scry 3 at the beginning of your first upkeep. Flying at the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. Very cool. Oh, we have a Rakdos Guildgate and another token, Spirit token. Gatebreaker Ram. We have a Dovin's Acuity. Orzhov Enforcer, and we have another rare, Mass Manipulation. Ooh, with the freaky art. Just look at that. Ooh, all those ghostly figures. So it costs 4 blue and 2 times X, and gain control of X target creatures and or planeswalkers. Alright. Sweet. Orzhov Guildgate and an Ooze token. Right. Clear the Stage. Wall of Lost Thoughts. And we have a Frilled Mystic. And our rare here is Tome of the Guild Pact. It's a 5 mana artifact, and whenever you cast a multicolored spell, draw a card. And if you tap it, you can add 1 mana of any color. Right. Rumbling Ruin. We have a Cult Guildmage, a Senate Guildmage, and another rare, the Pestilent Spirit. For 3 we get a 3/2 with Menace and Death Touch. Instant and sorcery spells you control have Death Touch. That is very interesting. So suddenly a shock can kill a lot of stuff. And we have a foil and that's a Spike Wheel Acrobat, which is a common. Alright, it's our first foil. That's cool. No mythics so far. Alright, Screaming Shield. Tower Defense, we have a Forbidding Spirit, and we have Theater of Horrors. For 3 mana and enchantment, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. During your turn, if an opponent lost life this turn, you may play cards exiled with Theater of Horrors. And for 4, Theater of Horrors deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Alright. And we have a Dagger Caster, a Sunder Shaman, and we have a split card, Consecrate and Consume. And, oh, I thought it was a shock land. Oh, Plaza of Harmony. It's a land, and when it enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more gates, you gain 3 life. And if you tap it, you add 1 colorless, and you can also tap it to add 1 mana of any type that a gate you control could produce. Alright. Well, that's a bit of a letdown. Whew. Here I thought we had a shock duel. But it's the same with foil lands. You always think you get the duel, but it's probably the gate. Well, right, we have a Resolute Watchdog, Orzhov Racketeers, and we have Incubation and Incongruity. And our first mythic is Prime Speaker Vannifar. Nice, that's it's a Simic card, so I like that. I like it very much. It's a 2/4 legendary creature, and if you tap it, you can sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrificed creature's converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Our first mythic. Right, Smeltwort Ignis, we have an Enraged Ceratok, and we have a Syndicate Guildmage, and we have as a rare Kaya's Wrath. It's a 4 mana sorcery, destroy all creatures, you gain life equal to the number of creatures you controlled that were destroyed this way. Cool. And we see Kaya on there, the planeswalker that originally came from, what's it called? I don't know the name of the plane, but from Conspiracy. And she is here to usurp the Orzhov. Spirit of the Spires. We have Junk Troller. And we have Galloping Lizrog. And as our rare, we have a Tithe Taker. For 2, we have a 2/1. During your turn, spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast. And abilities your opponents activate cost 1 more to activate. Unless they're mana abilities, and it has Afterlife 1. So when it dies, you can create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. Very cool, and we have another foil. It's an uncommon this time. A Pteramander. That's the fun thing about Simic. They splice everything together, so you get really weird combinations of creatures. Alright. Rally to Battle. We have Angelic Exaltation, and we have a Rakdos Firewheeler. And as our rare, a split card, Warrant and Warden. I don't really like split cards. Right, so the Warrant side is an instant. Put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. And Warden is a sorcery. Create a 4/4 white and blue Sphinx creature token with flying and vigilance. Ooh, nice. Treasure tokens are back. 1/3 in the box. Cry of the Carnarium. Skatewing Spy. Fire Blade Artist, and we have another rare, Ethereal Absolution, again with Kaya in the background. For 6 mana and enchantment, creatures you control get +1/+1, creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. And for 4, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. If it was a creature card, you create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. Alright. Second pile. Ministrant of Obligation. Eyes everywhere. Sharktoe Crab. And we have another mythic, Angel of Grace. Now I don't know if this is any good, but well, let's take a look what it is. For 5 mana, 5/4, flash and flying. When Angel of Grace enters the battlefield until end of turn, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. And for 4, you can exile the Angel of Grace from your graveyard. Your life total becomes 10. Alright, that looks pretty nice. Well, it's a bit mediocre in price, but still, this seems like a very fun card in Commander at least. Alright. Light Up the Stage. Very good card. Wilderness Reclamation. And we have a Basilica Bellhaunt. And we have as our rare Judith, the Scourge Diva. Ooh, now that's a good one. I like that. It's a legendary creature. For 3 mana we get a 2/2. Other creatures you control get +1/+0. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Judith the Scourge Diva deals 1 damage to any target. Very cool, very nice to have her. And we have another foil, a common, Slimebind. Aw, cute little Doctor. Okay, Sentinel's Mark. We have a Knight of the Last Breath. We have a Zurta Goblin, and oh my god, I see a land. Is that a shock land? It is a Godless Shrine. Very cool. Now I have a playset. Woohoo! And this was also the one that I got from my bundle. So yeah, pretty happy with that one. First Shock Duel from the box. Out of a possible 5 different Shock Duels. So we have a long way to go. Flames of the Razeboar. Spire Mangler. We have a Pitiless Pontiff. And we have as a rare Gutter Bones. For 1 mana, 2/1. It enters the battlefield tapped. And for 2 you can return it from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only during your turn and only if an opponent lost life this turn. Doesn't look that good. Oh, look at the little illusion token. Oh, little squiddy. Right, we're about halfway into the box. 2 mythics so far and only 1 Shock Duel. Tin Street Dodger. We have a Zoria Skyguard. We have a Clan Guildmage. And we have Priest of Forgotten Gods. For 2 mana, a 1/2 creature, and if you tap it, sacrifice 2 other creatures. Any number of target players each lose 2 life and sacrifice a creature. You add 2 black and draw a card. Sphinx of the Guild Pact. Swirling Torrent. Vindictive Vampire, and we have another split card, Thresh and Threat. The Thresh side is an instant and Threat is a sorcery. Thresh does target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. And sorcery side Threat is create a 4/4 red and green beast creature token with trample. Alright. Not impressed. Arcway Angel. We have a Trollbred Guardian. And we have another split card, Depose and Deploy. And another split card. This is our rare. Repudiate, Repudiate, and Replicate. So the first one is an instant, and the second one again is a sorcery. I see a theme here. Right, Repudiate is counter target activated or triggered ability. Cool, cool. And Replicate, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Well, that can be nice. I think from the split card so far, that's the least bad. Code of Constraint. Bloodmist Infiltrator. We have... Do you see that in the back? Woo. Rhythm of the Wild. And we have... I think it is a Stomping Ground. It's a Stomping Ground. Another one of these shock duels. Oh, I love it. The red and the green one. Ah, that's very good. I only had one from the original Ravnica block, so now I finally have two. Well, that's very good. I needed that one the most, probably. And we have a... Oh my god, I thought it was a foil Shockland, but it's, again, a Plaza of Harmony. Foil. Alright. Okay. Gateway Sneak. We have Mortify. It's a reprint from the old Ravnica set. And we have a Bolrac Clan Crusher. And as a rare we have Glass of the Guild Pact. For 2 we have an artifact that says multicolored creatures you control get +1/+1. Alright. Almost done with the second pile. 2 Shocklands so far. And still 2 Mythics. Screaming Shield. Macabre Mockery with a Frilled Mystic, and we have another Mythic. I don't know what this is. Ravager Worm. 6 mana, it's a 4/5 creature with Riot, and when it enters the battlefield with your choice of a +1/+1 counter or haste. Now when it enters the battlefield, you can choose up to 1. It either fights target creature you don't control, or it destroys target land with an activated ability that isn't a mana ability. Doesn't look that impressive to me, so I'm guessing it's really not that much. Very mythic. Well. Alright, Spirit of the Spires. Gate Colossus. Acrobat, and we have a rare Zegana, the Utopian Speaker. Another Simic card, very cool. For 4, we have a 4/4 creature. When she enters the battlefield, if you control another creature with a +1/+1 counter on it, draw a card. Not that hard in Simic. And then for 6 mana, you can adapt 4. So that means if this creature didn't have a +1/+1 counter on it, put 4 on them, and then it's adapted. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample. So basically, most of the Simic cards. But then again, I think adapt it's a fun mechanic, but it intervenes with the old graft ability. What's really Simic-y. Shame. Rumbling Ruin. We have a Wall of Lost Thoughts, and we have an Orzhov Enforcer, and it's a rare, a Lumbering Battlement. For 5 mana, we have a 4/5 Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-token creatures you control until it leaves the battlefield. And it gets +2/+2 for each card exiled with it. And we have a foil, another land, a Gruul Guildgate. That's very cruel. Okay, Gates Ablaze. We have Collision and Colossus. And we have Combined Guildmage, and as a rare, Amplifier. For 4 mana, we have a creature that's a 1/1, and at the beginning of your upkeep, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Until your next turn, Amplifier's base power becomes twice that card's power, and its base toughness becomes twice that card's toughness. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in a random order. Alright. I really forgot how many mythics we can pull from a regular box. Still with the master set in my mind. Silhana Wayfinder, also a reprint. Rally to Battle. We have a Galloping Lizrog. And we have as a rare Electro Dominance for 2 red and X. An instant that deals X damage to any target. You may cast a card with converted mana cost X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. I think I did have this from my bundle as well. And I think people are trying to make a deck with that. So that's pretty cool. Drill Bit. We have Carnival and Carnage. We have Gyre Engineer. And we have another split card, Revival and Revenge, the Oars of One. Oh, then these are 2 sorceries. Alright. So Revival is return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And Revenge, double your life total. Ooh, nice. Target opponent loses half their life, rounded up. Wow. Okay. Well, that seems powerful. And we have Adapter's Transport, which is our foil. A Pteramander. We have a Cavalcade of Calamity. Biogenic Upgrade. And we have Lavinia the Azorius Renegade. For 2, we have a 2/2. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. And whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. Right, another one of those cards that I got from the bundle. But still, it's a cool card. Gruul Beastmaster. We have Basilica Bellhaunt, Enraged Ceratok, and we have an Incubation Druid for 2 mana 0/2. And if you tap it, you can add mana of any type that a land you control could produce. If Incubation Druid has a +1/+1 counter on it, add 3 mana of that type instead. Wow. And for 3 you can adapt 3. Very cool. Alright. We're nearing the end of the box here. 7 boosters left. Still, I have a feeling we don't have all the mythics yet. Sky Tether, Bankrupt in Blood, Clamor Shaman, and we have as a rare Deputy of a Detention. For 3 mana we get a 1/3. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls and all other non-land permanents that player controls with the same name as that permanent until Deputy of Detention leaves the battlefield. Very cool, very cool. And we have a foil Frilled Mystic, which is an uncommon. And I also have a feeling we're kind of lacking in the shock duels. Regenesis, Dovin's Acuity, Sphinx of New Prav, and we have as a rare Teysa Karlov. Nice! One of the cards that is most popular at the moment for new commander decks. For 4 mana we have a 2/4, and if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. And creature tokens you control have Vigilance and Lifelink. Very cool indeed. But I'm not hopping on the bandwagon and make a deck out of that. I'd rather wait a couple of years. Essence Capture. Wilderness Reclamation, and we have High Alert, and we have as a rare Rampage of the Clans. For 4 mana, an instant, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller creates a 3/3 green centaur creature token. Alright, that can be pretty dangerous. Four boosters to go. Daggercaster. We have a Senate Guildmage. We have Forbidding Spirit. And we have another rare, Guardian Project. For 4 mana and enchantment, whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control, or a creature card in your graveyard, draw a card. 3 boosters. Scrabbling Claws. Ooh, that's a reprint from Mirrodin. Oh, that's a long time ago. Flames of the Race Boar. Clan Guildmage. We have another rare. Smothering Tithe. For 4 mana, an enchantment. Whenever an opponent draws a card, the player may pay 2. If the player doesn't, you create a colorless treasure artifact token that sacrifices for a color. Very cool. We have another foil, Mammoth Spider. Just a common. 2 boosters left. Come on. Let's give us something nice here. Resolute Watchdog. We have a Windstorm Drake. Cult Guildmage. And another rare, Bedevil. Oh, but this is a good one. For 3 mana an instant, destroy target artifact, creature or planeswalker. Very nice card. Final pack. There we go. Alright. Come on, Shock Duel or Mythic. Spire Mangler. We have a Tower Defense. Sunder Shaman. It's not a Shock Duel. And it's not a Mythic. Priest of the Forgotten Gods. We already have that one. Well, well, well. 3 Mythics seems a bit low, on the low side. And only 2 Shock Duels seems also a bit on the low side. But there were some other cards that were actually pretty nice. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this box is alright. But it feels a little off because of the low amount of Mythics. Well, all in all, I'm still happy with this box, because there were some pretty nice cards in here, like this one, oh right, and this silly split card. Right, thank you all for watching, and oh yeah, and this one, and yeah, see you all next time. So, bye bye.